Hi, my name's Paul Scoones. I'm a Doctor Who writer. I live in Auckland. I've been a Doctor Who fan for, the best part of my life, since I was 6 years old. So that's about 45 years I've been following Doctor Who. Started out as just a casual viewer, took that to running a Doctor Who fan club in New Zealand, and these days I've translated that into a professional interest because I now work for the BBC on their Blu-ray range and the DVDs, and also write for the Doctor Who magazine, the official Doctor Who magazine in the UK. Started out as an ordinary Doctor Who fan, and I created, because there wasn't a Doctor Who club, so I created one. I ran that for a very long time, about 25 years. From that, I got into working for the BBC. So I work on Doctor Who for the BBC now.
Oh, okay.
And I work on the DVD and the Blu-ray range for them, doing extra features for those. I also write for Doctor Who magazine in the UK. I'm also writing a series of books called The Comic Strip Companion, which is basically a guide book to Doctor Who as it's appeared in comic strip form from the 1960s through to the present day. So the first one was published a few years ago, and I'm working on the second one at the moment.
How long have you been doing that?
Working on the DVDs and Blu-rays?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about 10 years. Started in 2008, so 10 years.
Was that with the first season, with the new series?
No, I work on the classic range. So I mainly do stories from the 1980s that they're issuing on DVD and Blu-ray.
Okay.
So I'm looking at very old stories. Well, I say very old. They're stories I remember from a kid.
You're talking about Sean Pertwee range?
John Pertwee.
John Pertwee, yeah.
But no, I'm talking about Peter Davison primarily, and Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy. They're the ones that I've focused on primarily, because those are the stories that needed doing. So yeah, and they're reissuing them all. See, I originally did them on DVD, and now they're reissuing them on Blu-ray with extra features. So I'm doing more stuff for them now. And you can see me actually talking on some of the DVDs. I've been over to the UK, and they sat me down and interviewed me. And also I do what are called production information subtitles, which is like a text commentary you can turn on, which tells you how the story was made.
Wow. You said you were 6 years old when you actually
I first saw Doctor Who, yeah.
I grew up around with the buggy, with is that Tom Baker?
Basically the yellow car.
Yeah, I mean that was my Doctor Who. And
right.
I didn't even really. The thing was that when I grew up with the Major, I didn't really understand it. Because I was very young, around about 8, and so with me not being part of the, brought up in New Zealand, because I was brought up in the islands, I didn't understand that sci-fi fantasy thing, but it had a huge part of my life. And so when I saw it come back, I was quite excited. And so I was trying to get back with the old, rewatching the old series and episodes, and even going back right to the 1966, I think it was with the right at the start with the, I think the Cave People show episode.
Yeah, 1963 was the first story, yeah.
Yeah, going all the way, for me, it's like I love science fiction and fantasy. So, I mean, having Doctor Who come back and was, for me as a fan, has been amazing. You mentioned you've been doing all this stuff with the Blu-ray, and how long have you been writing for the magazine itself?
For the Doctor Who magazine, I've been doing that for 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah.
And that came about because I knew the editor of the magazine, and he knew me, and we'd been sort of chatting online, and he just said, "Look, would you like to write some stuff for me?" So I just and I'd been writing about Doctor Who comic strips for some time, and he wanted an article about Doctor Who comics for the magazine, so he just thought I was the right fit for it. And since then, I've gone on to write articles about other stuff as well.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great to translate your, something, because I mean, as I mentioned, I spent years running a fanzine and writing for a fanzine. Now that's all unpaid work. That's all just like your own fan thing. You write, fiction, and you write articles and everything, but no one's paying you for any of it. You're putting it out for, just the cost of photocopying and posting it. So it has to be, because it's, it's just a fan thing. You can't make money out of it.
No.
But getting to get paid to write for a professional, official Doctor Who magazine, that's awesome. That's taking my fandom and making it a job.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just a big, huge plus, because it just comes out of your own personal interest. It also seems like a reward as well. I mean, after having, worked at your own pace for yourself and your friends, and
Yeah.
and readers, and so now you're actually been able to get that out where you've actually got more readers, and then you've got people appreciating you and paying you for that work that you've put in.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, it's very clear to me that the effort I put in with the fanzine over the years gave me the profile, if you know what I mean. I came to the attention of the people who work on these things, so they said, oh, we've liked Paul's work in the fanzine that he does. Let's give him some paid work. So definitely, without the fanzine, I wouldn't be where I was now.
So how's it been work relationship with like with an international magazine like Doctor Who?
I mean, obviously, the internet makes these things really easy. I can sit here in Auckland, New Zealand, and I can write for something that's over in London. So they can just email me backwards and forwards, and they just say, can you write an article about this? They give me a topic and give me a word count, and away I go. I just do the research and come up with the article for them. It's like you say, it's a passion for me. I write about Doctor Who for such a long time that I'm just translating that into professional arena, but really I'm just continuing on what I used to do for the fanzine.
And just with a bigger audience, I guess, because it's...
Oh, yeah, huge readership, yeah.
Yeah.
Thousands.
What's
all around the world.
Yeah, exactly. So what's the readership around, I mean, like magazine, on say, are you aware of the numbers they put out every month?
I don't know the specifics, but it must be, in the tens of thousands. I mean, you can walk into just about any bookstore in New Zealand and find Doctor Who magazine on the shelves. So that's just New Zealand. So overseas, it's big. It's distributed, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, America, just everywhere. So it's a big distribution magazine, and obviously the numbers go up when Doctor Who's on television. So they're expecting a big boost once the new series starts in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, can be good.
I mean, I've been missing it. So
yeah,
and I've actually spent a couple of them rewatching a couple of the seasons over the years.
Yes.
And that's the good thing about now, is that you can actually rewatch and not worry about losing anything from it by having to rewatch it so quickly.
Definitely.
And because there's so much you can get out of it each episode that you might have missed the first watch.
I'm really excited that we're getting a new set of writers, new set of directors, and new cast. I think Jodie Whittaker is going to be awesome. I'm just really looking forward to just seeing, because we've had about sort of best part of 10 years of the same writer in charge, Stephen Moffat, and he's got a very distinct style that keeps you keep seeing that all the way through his series. So to see something that's completely different, new fresh approaches is quite exciting.